everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you, of course, as always, for coming and checking it out. Hey, remember that one time that I colored my hair dark brown again? It's so funny because I colored my hair today and I went back to dark, which is my natural color, those of you that know me. I mean, I did do a little bit more of a richer brown than what my natural color is, so I really do love it. So she turned my chair around. I was just like, oh my gosh, it just feels like me because I've always had dark hair for, 26 years of my life. And then recently, just this year, I had started coloring it and going to the lighter side, which I did like, and I do kind of miss because I felt like the lighter shades really warmed me up. But I do like the rich chocolatey brown shade, and I just like that my hair looks healthy again. So anyways, that's not even important. Happy Thanksgiving is important, and I hope that you guys all have a wonderful time spending it with your friends and family, whatever you guys do. I know traditions are always so much fun, and it is always so important to take time out of our busy lives and schedules to get together with family and friends and to spend quality time, because life is really short and you never know when it could be your last. Unfortunately, I don't get to be with mine this year. On Thanksgiving, I will miss them all so much, but I will be with my husband, so that's all that really matters to me. So, well, that sounded rude. You guys know what I mean. Okay, anyways, like, if there's one person I want to be with, it's my husband on Thanksgiving and stuff like that. So anyways, you get it. Today's okay, remember that one time I just froze in the middle of my introduction? Today's tutorial is on this look. I did just a really nice, well, in my opinion, a nice warm orange tones, just because, it's Thanksgiving, the holiday season, kind of fall. Well, we're technically still in fall, but it's recently just been getting into fall weather as far as temperature goes. But anyways, you guys get it. And yeah, I did the warm orange just to kind of go with that theme of everything. And then come December, I will be doing a little bit more, I feel like, bolder eye looks for like Christmas parties and stuff like that, whatever you guys have going on. And anyway, yeah, if you guys want to know how I achieved this look, I did a voiceover today, so keep on watching and it shouldn't take too long. All right, happy Thanksgiving, you guys. Bye. Hello everyone, it's been a while since I've done a voiceover, so bear with me while I attempt to do this. Anyway, so let's get started with priming our eyes, and as always, I'm using my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer to prime my eyelids, and I've recently switched it up and I'm using the shade Sand now, and I've actually been using that to also conceal under my eyes, and I've really been enjoying that shade. It's a little bit more of a warmer toned than the shade Light or Fair that I do normally use. So anyways, I'm just going to be blending that out with my Real Techniques damp sponge, and we are just going to blend that all onto the lid. I just love priming my eyelids all the time with my concealer because it really helps my eyeshadows to stay in place, and I feel like even show up a little bit more pigmented. So first, we're starting with my Morphe palette. I'm going to show you a few shades that I'll be using today. That orange shade, of course. I really did just want to do something really warm and dainty for this Thanksgiving holiday time, because I know a lot of times it's with our friends and family and we don't always want something super dramatic. So I did want to keep it a little bit more simple and still pretty though. Anyway, and that last palette I showed you guys was, of course, my Violet Voss Pro palette, and it was in their really pretty orange shade in there. So first, I'm picking up the shade Transition, and I'm just going to be blending this into my crease. I really build up a nice layering of warm shades in my crease area. It's really not necessary to do as many as I do. So I guess that could bring up the question, well, then why do you do it? I just personally do it because I feel like it kind of does, like, every color does make a difference, but honestly, it's just high maintenance, and if you don't have all of these shades, you don't need to be doing everything. Just find some, maybe like one or two warm shades to be able to pop in that crease area to warm it up, and you'll be good to go. So this next shade is the warm orange shade, and it's called Transition. No, I'm so sorry, it's not Transition, it's called Hashtag. My bad. And we will just be blending that in the crease. What do you guys love the most about Thanksgiving? Like, what are some of your guys' favorite traditions that you guys do? Mine is definitely we all get together and before we eat, hold hands before we pray and just say what we're thankful for. And I know it's cliche and probably a lot of families do that. I just really love that part because you don't see your family all year round because you get so busy and you do have your own lives. And it is nice to just take the time out of the day or year rather and just really tell everyone what you're thankful for, because a lot of times it's for each other and stuff like that. So anyways, I did go into my Morphe palette and I picked up the orange shade in there and it had a little bit more of a burnt undertone than the orange hashtag shade in my Violet Voss palette. I just really liked it, so I wanted to deepen it up, so that's why I did that. Now I'm going in with that really, really burnt orange shade. Again, I'm just saying shades with the Morphe palette because they aren't named. I'm sure if you look up on the Morphe website, I have that palette that I'm using is 35W, and a lot of times they'll have listed like what shades like each one is in those palettes, so you could probably figure it out. But anyways, I'm just keeping that really dark burnt shade on the outer part of my crease to really just make that part as smoky as it gets. It's not too dark, but still dark enough to give it some extra dimension and all of that good stuff. So I do apologize because voiceovers are kind of tricky because I'm trying to find like filler words like, okay, well, like I'm doing two eyes, so I'm just trying to find things to entertain you guys with. I did decide to do a voiceover just because I was like, you know what, my tutorials are so long, I feel like, and like just to do my eyes. So I was like, well, maybe if I do a voiceover, I'll be more focused while I'm actually doing my makeup instead of like trying to talk and explain and making it twice as long. But anyway, I just went in with my Violet Voss Pro palette and I picked up the shade Transition, and I'm going in again with hashtag just to pop under my lower lash line. Whatever crease, a lot of times is a given that's what I will be using under my eye on my lower lash line. Don't mind me just scratching my nose. I feel like I scratch my nose all the time on camera and it's just like, wow, maybe just one day you won't. But I swear it's just like I have a hair tickling my nose somewhere or something and I just like have to like itch it. But anyways, now I did go in with that Violet Voss palette and I picked up the shade Awesome Sauce to put on my lid. It is a really pretty gold shade, but it's in the orange family and it's a warm undertone, not cool. So that's why I decided to use that because it's still lighter than the other shades that I used, but still matching with that orange theme. And then I do go in with a shade in the Morphe palette that is similar to Awesome Sauce in Violet Voss palette, but this one is a little bit more gold, like as far as being darker. The other one is a little bit more, not sheer because it has color, but it's just a lighter shade. So I popped some of this darker one over top and I really did like how it laid nicely over because it was it gave it a little bit more of that orange over top. So apparently I was happy with the way that turned out. So what I do have done already is my foundation and my contour and concealer and all that. So I will go in with a bronzer. I did want to go in and show you guys kind of just what I use to try to match the eye look. So anyways, to highlight my brow bone and inner eye tear duct, I went in with the Becca Cosmetics Jaclyn Hill Champagne Pop Collection. And I used Prosecco Pop today to highlight the brow bone and inner eye corner just because Prosecco Pop is a little bit more of a true gold shade, and I think either one of them could have gone Champagne Pop or Prosecco. I just decided to go with Prosecco and it turned out nice, and I think Prosecco Pop gives a really pretty inner corner highlight in the eye area. The one thing I told my hairdresser I was the most excited about with my going back to my dark hair was the fact that my eyebrows were gonna match again, because that was something I never ever got used to with having my blonde hair. I always felt like, oh my gosh, my eyebrows, they're so dark, they don't match. So anyways, now I am going in with my NYX, my NYX liquid matte drying eyeliner, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to do a wing. I decided not to do anything super dramatic just because I didn't do with a smoky dramatic eye look. So I did just keep it nice and tight on the lash line, and then I do end up going back and flicking a teeny tiny baby wing. So I just couldn't get away from that wing. I did kind of go out with my eyeshadows further, so that's why I kind of wanted to take my eyeliner out there just to bring it all together and not look so cray. And here's where I'm going to do my little baby flick of a wing. So nothing too dramatic, but still enough to tie in the eyeshadows that's way out. I always make my eyeshadow extend like kind of out to where the end of my eyebrow goes. So if I don't do a winged eyeliner, it's kind of weird. But we make it work, right? So next I am going in with my Girl Lash Blast mascara, and voila, they are done, and we're moving on to bronzer. Also, I did pop some falsies on, so just so you're aware of that. Anyway, I am going in with my Milani Baked Bronzer this time. It has a lot more of a warm, bronzy look, and that's what I wanted to go for since my eyes are very warm and orange. I was not trying to make my face look orange, but this bronzer has more of that kind of undertone. Anyway, point being is I just like the bronzer. It's really warm, a really warm bronzer. So I did end up having to afterwards kind of just mellow this out, because I just don't recommend using the applicator that it came with. I don't know why I just got bold and decided, hey, let's just use this brush you hate, and I just went for it and regretted it. So I made myself a little bronzer helmet on my face, and definitely had to go back and fix that before I filmed my intro for you guys, so I didn't look too crazy. So anyways, this is the e.l.f. blush palette. So okay, these blushes are really pigmented, which is great, but they don't blend very well. So if you're like, new to makeup, or not even not new to makeup, and you just want to try out the e.l.f. blushes because they are so inexpensive, just be careful when you apply them, because right now, to me, I just look insane. You don't even understand how much work I had to go back and just really fix my face, because I kind of screwed myself over, because those e.l.f. blushes are so pigmented. I just had to go back and do a lot of blending and stuff, but it wasn't that big of a deal. But just, just be aware. This was more of an eye makeup tutorial anyway, so kind of ignore my face time I just had, my ugly face moment that I just applied. But anyways, I did want to give you guys two lip options. This one has a little bit more of a berry shade. It's really pretty. I love this gloss. My husband actually picked it out for me, and as a surprise, like with one of the gifts he got me, and it's a IT Cosmetics lip gloss. Let me look to see what shade that was that I was using. It is called Joyful. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. I never even knew that. But anyways, so that was one lip option I wanted to give you guys. Now, of course, that's not what I will be going with on Thanksgiving. I will be going with my What Never Lets Me Down or Fails Me nude lip. This is MAC, and I believe this is the shade Cherish. And it is a very, very nude lipstick. It's very creamy. I love MAC lipsticks. They're so creamy. They're definitely not drying, obviously, if I'm saying the word creamy. over and over again. They're not drying, but that's something I do love about the MAC lipsticks. Plus, I love the fact that if you return 6 of their empty containers, you get free that lipstick for free. So anyways, now I am going in with a NYX lip gloss, and I really love their butter glosses. That is the shade BLG14, and it's called Madeline. So anyway, that is the shade of gloss that I am applying over top, just to make my lip not quite so nude as it was. I did need to bring a little bit more light, just because my face is so gosh dang warm toned of the choices I used today. But again, like I said, I had to go back in and fix my face. You guys just didn't see that part on camera. So anyways, before I forgot, I had to put on some highlight on my cheekbones. I go in with Prosecco Pop out of the Jaclyn Hill Becca Champagne Pop Collection palette. So of course, popping some on my cheekbones. Gonna put some on my nose, bridge of my nose, forehead, and little cheek action there. So yeah, that was the final look, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope it's not too late and that you want to give it a try. Have a great Thanksgiving, you guys. Bye.